I'm thinking it's probably the last pitch that he's thrown this year, no matter what. I mean, I just, it's hard to believe that even if it's just a mild sprain, that he's going to be able to ramp up again after sitting out some more time. So it's a terrible way for his season to end if that's indeed what happens.
Any updates, Dave? Landon Roupp, it was just, he had the comebacker there from Laureano, and then just the way his knee buckled, and obviously the cart came out. Just brutal to watch. I'm sure just brutal to call.
Yeah, terrible. No updates. I mean, he's probably getting the MRI sometime mid-morning. Probably hasn't had it quite yet. And it could be, now that I'm thinking of it, maybe he's going to fly home and get it when he lands in San Francisco. So he probably hasn't gotten the results of that yet. I'm thinking it's probably the last pitch that he's thrown this year, no matter what. I mean, it's hard to believe that even if it's just a mild sprain, that he's going to be able to ramp up again after sitting out some more time. So it's a terrible way for his season to end if that's indeed what happens. I mean, probably the worst part, it's been painful to see the Giants fall out of the playoff race. It's been painful to see them play so poorly overall. But I think for me, one of the most painful things right now is that even in those scenarios, you still have some stuff late in a season where, okay, we can get some things accomplished. We can do, we can feel like, and we get a look at this guy. And even those things right now are falling apart for the Giants. Hayden Birdsong can't, get his issue fixed. And it may require a lot of off-season dedicated time to do that. So you'd love to see Birdsong back on a big league mound. That seems like it's not going to happen. Roupp gets hurt. The guy they just traded for from the Mets, his shoulder is barking, so he's going to be shut down for a while. We probably won't see him in the big leagues this year. You got a chance maybe to give Wisenhunt some more experience, something like that. But you love for at least the final month of a season like this to be, hey, we're giving our young guys some more experience and setting them up for success in 2026. And even that is a struggle right now for the Giants.
Yeah, you're asking for silver lining spots. Jung Ho Lee, I think, is a big one. This is a guy who's actually hitting better against lefties than he is against righties. He's 338 in the month of August after going 278 in the month of July. And you're seeing him adjust, start to hit the ball the other way, which is great. And obviously staying healthy is a very important thing. Now, look, I want him to be the top of the order guy. Maybe that's just not in his skill set for right now. But I think he's been one of the few silver linings this year. I'm really enjoying what Jung Ho has brought to the table here.
Totally agree. Really encouraging. And I think, you can see the foundation of a guy who has an even much higher ceiling, which is really exciting. When Jung Ho is feeling good, he shows some things that are really special. But by the same token, this is an important last month for him, because I think you're right. Every rep for him right now at this level has been extremely valuable, and he has learned stuff, and it's really encouraging that the body is holding up. Really encouraging. So I think Jung Ho Lee. Here's two things with Jung Ho that need to be way better, and right now are sort of capping his ceiling. I would say number one, the defense needs to be better. He has all the tools and ability to be a really high-level defensive player. You saw him assert himself on a couple of fly balls where they weren't difficult plays, but I think that's more than anything. Take charge out there in center field. Be the leader of the outfield. I think that's an important step for him. And then the other thing is just to be able to create some more havoc on the bases. How many steals does Jung Ho have this year? Is it 9 still?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. 10.
10. Okay. Well, he's got 10. How many steals does Juan Soto have?
20.
Oh, wow.
20.
Wow.
But that is and I'm not putting that all on Jung Ho, but if I were the Giants, I would look at that number and think we have a lot of work to do. That to me is that's inexcusable. And the fact that the Mets right now are finding ways to leverage, whether it's through their coaches or their analytics people or whatever, and they're finding tips and tells and spots to run and are able to take advantage of these rules and push a guy like Soto to steal 20 bases, and Jung Ho Lee, who's a way better athlete, way faster, he's stolen 10, that would make me mad. It does make me mad. And there needs to be a lot of soul searching in that room down there of why are we not doing what so many of these teams are doing? Even with the guys, I'm not saying this is the most athletic Giants team, but even with the guys who are high-level athletes, why are we not getting more out of those guys? And I think that is a big-time project.
Yeah, like one thing that I've harped on is, the Giants have been very poor at holding runners on, and that's just been a problem. And with the you can only throw over 2 times. That third time is automatic. The guy gets the next base. Bases are a little closer. I mean, they're dead last. It feels like year after year after year in stolen bases. Like, why they don't push it more with a couple of these guys is beyond me. Like, their leads, when you go to the games, it doesn't feel like they take the composite lead to be able to even dive back into the bag.
I think that's fair. I do. And then when you watch these other teams that are doing it with not just their fast guys, but with everybody, it really makes you ask that question. Now, on the flip side, I think the Giants and, some individuals in particular have done a really good job of getting better at holding runners and holding down the running game. Like there are a lot of players who have gotten better at that. And now you see the young guys come up and they're struggling with that same issue again. So that's, to me, that's discouraging. But the guys who really put the work in this spring, even Camilo Doval got way better at it, the guy who struggled the most. Yeah. Logan Webb's been way better at it this year, like huge improvement for him. And credit to him, a veteran guy who's still, working on his craft. So I think there have been some points of evidence where they have worked on stuff and it's paid off. But on the base running side, yeah, I mean, Koss, Fitzgerald almost never runs when he's on base. It's just like, how is it that we are missing out on this stolen base revolution when other teams are taking advantage of it?
That's well said. And like Carson Seymour falling asleep, runner going second to third, ended up getting a strikeout, but that was just like, what are we doing, guys? Willie Adames and Bob Melvin, they kind of cut to this B-roll, and I don't know if you picked up on it, and it just looked like they were having a spirited, well, at least Adames was having a spirited conversation with him, and Bob kind of looked over, looked back. I don't know. Is that anything? Is that nothing? I mean, it feels like these guys, and Ramos kind of discussed this with Osler, have Bob's back, but the fans they're looking for anything right now, and I don't know what should we make of Adames and Bob in the dugout there.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry to say I did not see that. I think you go through games like they've been playing. I mean, this is 2 nights in a row, and it was really nice and satisfying to get a win, but they've played the Padres now 6 times, and they've gotten their tails beat 5 of those 6 times, and not competitive. And that, I think everybody, the frustration just tends to boil over, I think, at that point. So I didn't see it, so I wish I could speak to exactly what you're talking about, but everybody right now is on edge a little bit just because. I mean, Willie Adames has a lot of pride, and came here because he wants to be a part of a winning organization. You got a guy at the top right now who is like hyper focused on what it means to be a winning organization. And these games just they've felt more frustrating than any others, I think, all season long.
Dave, do you feel like that gap has significantly widened between the Padres and Giants this season? Because when I look at the Padres, it's not like their pitching staff is insane or crazy, and yet, they trade for JP Sears, and he looks pretty good. And then obviously they made the trade for Mason Miller, got him in the same deal. But do you feel like that gap has significantly widened between, and we know what it is with the Dodgers, but with the Padres in particular, has it widened at all as you've watched them this season? You just mentioned them kicking their ass the last 6, 7, 8 games.
Yeah, I mean, it's widened in terms of the bottom line results. I look at the rosters now, with no Chapman, with no Roupp, with no Birdsong, with the trades the Giants made. The rosters are more lopsided than they were a few weeks ago. But I don't look at the rosters on paper and feel like they're massively lopsided and the gap is widened. I don't feel that way. For most of this season, I felt like the Giants have really closed the gap. I feel like the Giants have more good players on this team than they've had in several seasons. But, it's hard to argue with the bottom line results. And the bottom line results would say that, yeah, they're farther from the Padres than they were at the start of the year.
What's your feel on the current Giants fan right now and where they're at with this team?
Well, I mean, look, I think if you're looking for silver linings and what does this season mean and where is it all, sort of gone awry, if you're kind of doing a deep dive, Giants fans have been awesome this year. And to me, it is proof that if you give Giants fans a team where I'm not saying just star power and name recognition, but where you feel like you can form Giants fans want to bond with the players on their team. They do. And I think this team has given them the chance to do that more than any other in many years. And the proof is in the stands have been packed. The energy at Oracle Park, even in the midst of losing 15 of 16 at home, the energy's been outstanding. I give Giants fans a huge amount of credit. I do think it's sort of proof of what the Giants, what Buster especially wants to accomplish with this team. Win at a high level, and also simultaneously have a team that people can attach themselves to. And I'm with you about Elliot Ramos. Like, this is not an effort thing with Elliot. Elliot loves Giants fans. That did get taken out of context. Elliott's had a largely positive season, but even Elliot, the other stuff that hasn't gone well for him has tanked some of the value that he's given with all the good stuff. And I think that's kind of the story of this season, is one step forward and one step back, and do some good things and then negate them by not doing some other things. And Giants fans have been amazing through all of it. So I hope that doesn't become, I think Giants fans are excited about the future of this core Giants team. If you say Devers, Adames, Chapman, Lee, Webb, Ray, Roupp, Birdsong, Rodriguez, put Eldridge in there because I think Giants fans are thinking about him. Although, you got to see it, and it's going to take him a while to get up to speed. But I think Giants fans are excited about that group.